Woo! Hello, y'all. What's going on? This is Seth Carter, the rock and roll trucker, back in here. I said I was going to do an update soon. It's been a week. And I'm doing this video live instead of recording it. But not because I'm popular and I got a bunch of followers on here or anything. It's because my phone is almost completely full and I just don't really have any space to just outright record right now. So I'm just going to do it the simple way and do it live, and it'll upload just the same way, I do believe. You have to excuse my voice too. I've spent the last several days. I finally about got over it today, but I've been under the weather driving this truck the last few days. I've had a cold or something I've been fighting off. It made me miserable, whatever it was, but kept on trucking as us truckers do. Anyways, last time I posted on here, I was in the driveway at the house getting ready to leave out to go to orientation. I was about to catch my ride to go get my rental car, which everything went as they said it would go. Got a pretty decent rental car. Picked that up in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It was there waiting on me. Reservation, no problem. Signed the thing, hopped in the car, and took off. I did my orientation in Owensboro, Kentucky, and got there just as they told me. Checked in the motel room. Had a 3-day reservation in the hotel room. Nice place, nice rooms. It was a good spot. Very clean, good rooms, good accommodations. Just like they said, didn't have to share them. Had a huge double room. It was a double bed room all to myself. Clean, very nice. Refrigerator, microwave, 2 beds, big bathroom, big room, desks, chairs, just all the accommodations that you'd want. But it was as advertised. Rental car, hotel room. Got to keep the car that night, so I was able to run out to Walmart and get me some dinner and stuff like that, and pick up some supplies and all. Went to orientation, started that the next morning on Monday, and it's a very relaxed, easy orientation for the most part. We went in, and one of the first things we did, we took off pretty quickly and went to do our new CDL physicals, drug screens and all that. And the only reason that orientation really lasted through Wednesday, I think, is that that's how long it took the drug test to come back. So, we didn't really stay busy doing a lot of stuff all during that time. It was a very, very minimally invasive, easy orientation, not a lot of excess junk going on. There was a lot of time to just kind of sit around and relax and all, but orientation went smooth. They got us lunch on Monday and Tuesday. Monday they gave us there's 3 of us in there. They gave us each $50. That was for spending money to get dinner and stuff for the Monday and Tuesday night and everything to get us through to Wednesday until we took off. But everything was pretty upfront. I'll say don't be afraid to ask questions. I'll say that. They will answer any question you ask. They do not have a problem answering questions. What you'll run into, I'm not going to get into naming specifics or anything. But there's a lot of the recruiting information that on the surface is what they tell you is true. The bare bone facts of it are true, but there's as with anything, most drug companies, there's little caveats to a lot of it, and they won't hide that from you. But you just have to be on your toes and be ready to ask stuff. They will answer anything you ask. They will clear up anything. They're very upfront with answering questions. They're not going to say we don't know or get out of our face and anything. Yeah, I will say that all day long. These people they'll talk to you. Anybody in the company will talk to you. The drivers will talk to you. The people in the office, everybody there will answer anything you want to know. But do your homework before you come in. Don't be afraid to ask your recruiter lots of questions. Get down to the nitty gritty. Ask specifics. Find out. And I got there, and it was time I was going the Lease Offer out, and it's subject from day to day and from week to week what kind of trucks they're going to have there, how many, and of what age they're going to be. I happened to get there in a spot when they really only had a couple of near new ones there. My plan right from the start was to go with an older truck, and I ended up, it took me a lot of scratching my head and thinking and mulling it over once I found that out Monday, all the way through Wednesday when it was time to pull the trigger, before I finally said, you know what, I'll give it a try. So I ended up in a darn near, it's a 30,000 mile 2019 model truck. But so far so good this week. It seems that the ability to make money to cover it is there. I can say that right out the gate. When they sent me out Wednesday, I went nonstop until I basically ran out of hours this week. I had a little bit of a learning curve with their people net system and all that, and I ran into snow 3 times and I was sick, so I had a couple hours here and there that got burnt a little faster than I wanted to, but I still racked up miles. They kept me busy. They had the loads, and they seem to have there's no. I found out real quick this isn't one of those companies where when you empty out that you've really got to sit around for 2 or 3 hours waiting on your next load. They pre-planned me back to back to back. Every time I picked something up, there was another pre-plan waiting on me. So that's a good thing. There is apparently the work here to support the system. If it don't work out, it is walk away lease. The caveat to that is there's a small escrow account you got to build up. You don't have to build it up, I don't guess, but essentially, if you walk away, it's going to cost you about, I can't remember the exact number. There's a price point on it if you walk away that it's going to cost you. You can walk away, but it's going to cost you a certain amount. But if you're here for how many ever months it takes you to build that little escrow account, I believe, from what I understood, they'll just take that money out of that escrow account. That'll cover, whatever, would cover that walk away cost or whatever. But so basically, I mean, I don't want to have to leave anytime sooner than that anyways. And luckily it looks like it's going to work out. And I got their hat. I got their kind of commit. I'm wearing the hat. I'm a hat guy. They gave me a hat here. I got the RTI hat on. So once I put a hat on, I got to be committed to something for a little while, because there ain't no sense in changing hats. It's just no fun. I got like 2 or 3 hats that I like to wear. I don't like to get broken into other hats and all, so I got to stick with it for a while. But my point, back to my original point. Ask lots of questions. They'll get you answers, and if you're not comfortable with something immediately, they will work something out. They got program, if you're not comfortable with going in the newer truck, they'll put you in an older one. You can rent, they'll put you on a rental program until whatever specific truck you're looking for happens to cycle through, and they can get you one. They got lots of options for it. I mean, it really was not a high pressure deal. It wasn't a thing where they were just cramming it down our throat saying, you're going to take this, you're going to take this, you're going to take this. There were options, and they didn't act like they would have been a bit mad if we had said, you know what, this isn't for us, and decided to go home if we had to. I wouldn't recommend that, because they will work something out with you. But overall, it seems to be a very, very, very accommodating company. I mean, very accommodating company. Like I said, back to the hotel and stuff like that. Once we turned in our rental car, at the end of the day after orientation, they would just come in there and toss us the keys to a Grand Caravan minivan that they would let us run back and forth to the hotel and use to run around town and do our shopping and stuff and everything. I mean, they didn't leave us without transportation. They didn't leave us without money. Said they were very upfront and honest about everything. Now that I'm out here, it seems that they were upfront and honest about having miles. They'll tell you in orientation, we have the loads, we have the miles if you are a person that wants to run. They ran me this week. They really did. Anyway, anybody that runs across this that has any questions or anything, this is still a new channel. I know there's not a lot of people looking and watching, but if you happen to run across this via, search words or anything, looking for Riverside Transport. Feel free to comment on it and ask me stuff. I'm an internet, I'm a YouTube, Facebook, social media, internet junkie, and within a day or so, I'll see your comment and I will reply to it and answer you, do whatever. But I'm trying to think if I'm missing any points here. No, I don't think so. That's about all I wanted to do right now. Oh yeah, here's something cool. This just ties in with my little thing of going by the rock and roll trucker here. The band I play in, Charlie Bonnet 3 and the Folk and Gas Holes. We had some cool stuff happen this week. Your trucker friend here, there's a big festival in Oklahoma every year called Rocklahoma. I managed to get us booked on that this year. We're playing on one of the stages on a Saturday time slot at Rocklahoma this year, man. It's headline. This year the headliners are Ozzy Osbourne and Disturbed and Seether and who else is going to be there? I can't remember. There's like 50 bands there, and there's a laundry list of huge, well-known names that are going to be there. Just fantastic. It's a big deal rock festival, and I got us on it. I get to play at Rocklahoma this year. And also, for any of you old school rock and roll fans, if you remember a band called Junkyard, late 80s, early 90s, they kind of had their heyday. I believe they had one album that did significantly well. They were around for a bit. They're still around. They're still putting out good music. They're still active. They're still doing shows. They're still a very stellar band. Anyways, they're doing a little 3-show run. They're coming out from California and hitting the East Coast side of the country in February. February 15th, 16th, and 17th. We will be teaming up with them and doing Charlotte, North Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, and Beaufort, Georgia, just right outside of Atlanta. So we're excited about that. Your rock and roll trucker buddy here is doing some rock and roll things along with the truck driving. Don't ask me how I'm going to cram it in there on schedule, but I'm going to do it. That's what I do. But we'll figure it out. But again, Riverside Transport, RTI. This is my week later update. Orientation went well. Everything they said about orientation as far as accommodations and everything was true. I got out on the road. They said they had miles. That's been true. My biggest advice is do your homework and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Anything you're sketchy about, anything you don't quite fully understand, anything you want more info on, ask them. Ask a question. They will answer it. Like I said, nothing they tell you up front on the recruiting stuff is false. The stuff on the surface is true, but like I said, there's little caveats to some of it that, loose interpretation. That's what that's what most trucking companies are. But don't be afraid to ask the specifics of it. They will break it down to you. They will not withhold information from you. They will not. In my experience here this past week, they will not just outright be dishonest with you and withhold the information from you. So you just gotta be prepared to ask questions. Go in with it ready to work, with a mind to make money, and I believe it'll probably work out. I'm gonna keep on doing updates as I go. Like I said, pretty solid first week. I ran myself out of hours. That's why I'm sitting here finishing up a reset, trying to get myself going, so I can run a couple more days and try and get back home. I haven't gone home since orientation yet. I just immediately took off running last week. So I'm gonna try and get home this weekend, see the kiddos and family and everything. But I guess I'm gonna get my ugly mug off of here, finish nursing myself back to health, see if I can get my voice back in order. It's rough. But I'll do some more updates periodically. This has gone 14 minutes. That's excessive. Y'all know, fast forward and skip to me to the point you need to see. I'll try to make this shorter next time. But anyways, rock and roll trucker is out of here. Y'all be good or be good at it. Bye.